Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Mango, and thanks for checking in on my video. This video was a request from my Minecraft forums page, or post, to do 10 tiny house designs. I wouldn't say tiny, but you know, pretty small, I guess, house designs. Anyways, before you guys could probably tell, before I want to get started, I just want to say I'm using a resource pack, and it's System Z's resource pack. He's a great YouTuber, has 6,000 subscribers. He really has great content for how little amount of subscribers he has. So I would highly recommend going and checking out his videos. But yeah, so each of these little squares are 12 by 12, and on the inside of them are 10 by 10. So each of these builds are approximately 10 by 10. Sometimes though, like for here, the buttons will go over, and so they'll actually be right here, but you know, there's not much you can really do about that. So yeah, so the first house is this, I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like this Nordic, medieval, weird, messy kind of house. One thing to take note of the house, or to use as inspiration for your next build, is these ladders mixed with the minecart rails, and they act as like those whatever you call it, those bands that go around the hay bale. Here, I'm gonna grab it, just like that, and just holds the roof together. Adds more character, to the build, and it makes the roof less plain, as it already is pretty plain. And the roof actually ends up here. It doesn't go back over, which I don't see done very often, so I thought I would just do that in this build. And right here is just a little balcony, so 2 stories with a balcony. Now this is the only build I did the complete interior for. That one I did one little room to show you guys, and I just didn't bother with the rest because it would take forever. But here's the first room. Here we just have this little cabinet, or not cabinet, yeah, cabinet drawer thing. Use the banner with a item frame and a trap door just to give it like a different, so it wouldn't look like a chest, pretty much. And then we have shelves right here, painting, and then to the next room we have more shelves here with the stairs. Just go like that, and you have shelves, another painting, and then we have this carpet, which is a use of the red wool and just putting on carpet above the floor just to give it a bit more characteristic or character, and so it's kind of like it looks worn in, I guess. And then we have another like pantry area for the kitchen, a little sink design, and then we have the furnace with the chimney going up and out. So yeah, so the second story is again pretty small. We have the bathroom right here with working toilet, and then we have chests if you need to put your you know, like toilet paper and all that toiletries in there. And then here's just the bedroom. We have the bed, some bookshelves, decorated with ladders, some carpet, and trapdoors. And we have a little shelf with a skeleton skull on them. Alright, and then this actually leads to the balcony. And then we go out here. Yeah, so that's the balcony, pretty simple. We just have some, oh, and here's a cool crate design. Use a piston and trapdoor above it, and it looks somewhat like a crate. So if you guys don't have a texture pack, you use those as crates. So yeah, so that was the first one. As for the second one, obviously you guys, well, hopefully obviously you guys can tell that this is a steampunk design or building house thing. The big characteristics of steampunk is having this really tiny, small base, and then kind of branches out to become this big mess with all these rooms just stacked on top of each other. So in a very small space, it is very difficult to pull this off, but I think this building looks pretty decent. Just some basic things to look at is there's not much detail going on except for back here, but the basics is having these walls go either flush with the frame when it becomes wool, but down here you have them inset one, just to give it more depth and more character. So yeah, and the windows are very simple and small. Besides that one's a bit bigger, and then we just have just windows kind of sort of randomly placed around. I didn't want to like fill up this wall with like a too big window here right in the center, because I think it's pretty predictable, and when it comes to steampunk, it's all about being unpredictable. So yeah, we have a little balcony right there, and I actually want to show you this room right up at the top, which is a little storage room. So yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool because I think it has a lot of atmosphere, and with like the lights coming in, it's pretty cool. But it's just inspiration for if you guys need to build like an attic or a storage room. You can use the trapdoors to place to act as shelves, and just use chests, crafting tables, anvils, stuff like that as your just items on the shelves. So yeah, so that's the little storage room. And then here's just a little fireplace. If you guys turn off if you guys just do game rule and then do fire tick, and then you just turn it to false, you can be able to do this. It's just a little fireplace with iron, whatever it's called, iron fence with trapdoors on top. I think it looks pretty nice. It's good for small spaces, so if you want to have a little fire pit or a fireplace in a very small room, that's one idea. Alright, for the third house is this desert like Oasis temple weird house thing. It's pretty basic with a lot of kind of like spam detail on it. If we like look at the shapes, we have just one rectangle, another rectangle, and another rectangle. So that's pretty much how I started the build. I just went around and made 3 big sandstone rectangles. And then with world edit, and if you guys don't have world edit, you would have to just by hand. With world edit, I just did here, I'll just show you. / replace 24 with 24 comma 24 2, which would be 50% of sandstone, 50% sandstone bricks, or whatever that texture is. And then mostly the windows are pretty small, but I did add these larger windows. The windows are smaller because of the style and the time of when these buildings were built. They didn't really have the technology to make the larger glass windows. So you guys definitely have seen these little awnings or whatever they're called, with the signs just going across, and then with the vines everywhere. So yeah, so that's the desert Oasis house. On to the fourth one. The fourth one is more of like a rustic, run-down suburban house. It would be good for a post-apocalyptic map, like in a neighborhood where it's all ran down. So I started this house off pretty just like all plain, all brick, frame, roof, brick, all that plain stuff. And then I used world again and replaced the brick with like 35% light gray stained clay, just to add a bit more like difference in textures, so it'd be more pleasing to look at, so it's not just this plain wall. And then I actually took the stairs, which hopefully you guys seen before, and just put them every like now and then, not too much, to like represent a missing brick, which I think looks really nice and adds a lot of character to the build. So yeah, so that's the fourth house. And the fifth house isn't really a house, it's more of a keep, a medieval keep, and it's alright. It's just copied and pasted on each side, so it's nothing too interesting. But some things I want to talk about is that it's made by two, like this small like box right here, and then this larger box, and then just detailed over it. So that's pretty much how you do the like medieval style. You just do the simple walls, and then you just detail over it. So here, I'll just show you on the inside. So I just started off with the simple shape, and then the rectangle, and then you just kind of like make cool looking designs going over it. There's nothing really like there's not like these like do this, do that, do that, and then it looks good. It's just like, all right, what can I put here to make the wall not look boring? There's a lot of things I could have done to make this look better, but I just thought, hey, that's pretty good. So yeah. So for the sixth building is this fantasy, very, I would say, like farmland sort of build, where it's just a lot of showing framework, very small walls, and the outward angle framework. A lot of roofs in this design, just kind of randomly placed two roofs right here, and then the main roof over here, and then this little guy, just to add some character to the back of the house. So one thing to note about this build is just kind of be more random with it. When people build medieval, I think they go too predictable. Just when people build these houses in real life, they're not the most fancy, ornate like buildings. They're sloppy and run down and stuff like that. So that's what you have to think when really building in this style. So yeah. Onto the, what is this? Sixth, or yeah, I think seventh build is this pagoda, and each level are made of different stained clay materials, just to give it, if it was all one color, it would look really, really bland. I try to go for this cartoony effect by making the walls very simple, making the the windows very small, trying to make it look bigger than it really is, and then I really focus on the detail on the roof instead of the actual walls, just to, you know, kind of give it a more cartoony appeal. So yeah, so that's the pagoda. It's pretty basic. So yeah. All right, so the seventh build is this Victorian Tower. Very, very plain, I will admit. There wasn't much I could do with this because the framework is just very restricting when it comes to this style. One thing though, when it comes to Victorian, always have a brick roof. You can outline it in stone bricks, but besides that, always use wool, spruce wood, and planks. It's pretty much the go-to block palette for this style. So yeah, that's just the Victorian Tower. Alright, so the eighth build, or ninth is this, you know, the classic, very classic medieval style house. If you guys haven't seen not Jamesy Boy, Madness 64, this is similar to the style he builds in. So yeah, it's just the basic frame. Make sure everything's odd numbers so it's easier to build. Then you do cobblestone first layer, wood second layer, and then you do wool towards the tops of these gable roofs. So yeah, the windows are very plain. I just took the wood stone stair, or whatever it's called, wood stair, put the gate on the top part of the window, and then trapdoor over it. Pretty basic window design, but it makes these plain walls pop out a little bit more and look a little bit better. Alright, for the last one, is this medieval, is this modern, little weird looking house. I don't ever really do modern, so it's not the best, but the one thing I do like about this are these little trap doors, which I actually use for the lights, kind of to just brighten up the walls, and I thought they looked nice. So that's the one thing I will say about this, because I hate building modern. So yeah, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching the video, and hopefully watching all the way through. I know my commentary is pretty bad, and I am trying my hardest to work on it. So yeah, anyways, for the next video, I'm probably gonna do roofs as it was suggested in the YouTube video, in a YouTube video I posted by a viewer, obviously, because who else would post a comment who wasn't a viewer? Alright, anyways, so yeah, roofs maybe be next, or I was thinking of doing vehicles, another like 10 vehicle designs, but you know, I'll get to whatever I can. Also, I had an idea for a series, which would be kind of a let's build, but like in creative, and we do like a big town, all one style, and then hopefully every other week, I would start a new project, and then when I'm done with the build, I would put it on, put the world on download, so you guys can look at those and get inspired by those. So yeah, if you guys think that's a good idea, you guys can tell me, or if you have any other idea you want me to do, you can tell me about that. So sorry for rambling on. This has been 10 tiny house ideas. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Mango, and have a great day. Bye.